Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Emily and I create no BS fitness and lifestyle content. And in today's video, I wanted to give you a bit more of an insight as to the prep for my wedding. Ross and I are getting married in less than 5 weeks and I feel like I haven't done anything. I feel like I haven't vlogged anything, I haven't really shared anything. We did a Q&A back about 7 weeks ago, but up until that point, I'm not gonna lie guys, it has been crazy. It has just been so full on, and then chucking and planning a wedding on top of everything, it's just been crazy. So in this week's vlog, I wanted to share a little bit more about the wedding prep, how I'm prepping my body for the wedding. Now, because we have a wedding planner, I feel like it's very hard to show you guys what we're doing because obviously she's planning everything. We're getting married in Greece. There's not really much else I can show you because, to be honest, I don't really know what the wedding's gonna be like. Like, of course I'm choosing things, I'm choosing the vendors, but for one, we haven't even been to Mykonos. And when I tell people that, they're like, how do you know you're gonna like it? I'm like, well, it's been on my vision board for 8 years, so I don't really care. And it's probably one of the most gorgeous places in the world, so I don't feel like we're gonna be disappointed. And on top of that, we have booked these 2 huge villas that we've only seen photos of. So I'm still waiting for my wedding planner to send me over some videos, which hopefully I should be getting this week. Because right now I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. I'm like, is everything gonna fit? You know, where am I gonna put all the guests? There's hundreds of bedrooms, like what am I gonna do? So I'm not gonna lie, it has been very full on, but what I decided to do, now we're getting very, very close to the wedding, is share with you as much as I can. So what I started to do over the last few weeks was film my dress alterations, filming us getting our wedding bands, getting Ross's suit, all the things I can show you is what I'm going to show you. So in this vlog, that is what I'm going to be showing you, a little bit of behind the scenes of planning a wedding, but also giving you an insight as to what I'm currently doing right now. My goal is to get into the best shape of my life for my wedding. I think that's everyone's goal, right? When they get married, like, I want to be in the best shape of my life. And I'm not gonna lie guys, I have been in the best shape of my life multiple times because I used to compete professionally. But how I'm going into this wedding this time around is very different because I'm not a bodybuilder anymore. I do not preach that lifestyle anymore. I do not want to look vascular on the day of my wedding, and I do not want to have striations in my shoulders or anything like that. I just want to look strong and feminine. And if you guys have followed me for a while, you will know that that is my message, right? I'm here to help you build a strong, sexy, feminine physique. And that is exactly how I want to look on my wedding. Now, I'm not saying that's not how I look currently. I am, you know, very happy with the body I've achieved. But I know that with a few little tweaks here, just turning the dial up a little bit more, that I can look a lot better and I want to look my absolute best. So for the last 6 weeks, I have been dieting. I have been in about a 15% deficit, which for me is not a lot. And it's because, as you can tell, I don't have that much fat to get rid of. I started my cart at, I believe, 63 kilos. I'm now 60.2 and I still have 5 weeks to go. So for me, I know that to look how I want to look and not look too vascular or too lean is probably around 59 kilos. So I'm only 2 kilos away from that. That will probably take me another 4 weeks to do because again, I'm doing this slow and steady and I know my body very, very well. Also, I'm not chasing a weight, right? I'm not chasing the weight goal. You know I don't preach that, but I just know from doing this for such a long time that if I went any lower than that, then I would be too lean. So for me, I'm keeping an eye on that, and I could potentially be a little bit heavier than that because I haven't done a dieting phase for 2 years, and I have probably built a little bit of muscle in that time. Not a massive amount because I have definitely hit my genetic potential now, but hopefully there is a little bit of muscle growth. Here is what I'm currently doing to build my dream physique for my wedding day. So right now my calories are 2,000 a day, but what I love to do when I'm dieting is calorie banking. Because I'm very busy in the week, it means that I can take 100 calories off every single day and then put that onto a Saturday, which means that I'm still in a calorie deficit. My weekly average is exactly the same as it would be on a daily average. It's just I've reduced my calories in the week so I can have more on the weekends. This works perfectly for me because Ross and I love to either go out for dinner or we order a take-in, or I like to indulge in a Krispy Kreme or bake my day. If no one knows what bake my day is, it's like the best cookies that you can ever have, and they have them here in Dubai, and they're like Biscoff filled or like Kinder Bueno. oh, they're amazing. But they are literally about 500 calories. So I'm like, if I can bank 500 calories in the week, then I can have that cookie on the Saturday, or I can indulge a little bit more, you know, burger, fries, whatever that is. And this is why I don't feel like I'm dieting when I'm dieting, because I still include the foods I love every day. I limit the amount of foods that I eat slightly, so it doesn't feel too intense. And I'm not gonna lie, the first 2 weeks was so freaking hard. And I say this to my girls all the time. First part of any phase is just getting started, especially in a calorie deficit, because your body's like, what the fuck is happening? Oh my God, like you are dying right now. Like it thinks that you are starving yourself, because technically you are. So it's trying to fight you in many, many ways, especially in the beginning, and just constantly telling you that you are hungry all the time. And this is the hardest part to get over. So when I'm going through that beginning phase, I just love to keep myself as busy as I can. Definitely keeping more of the delicious foods earlier on, and make sure that that deficit is not so large, because then it means that we are able to stick to it for a longer period of time. Whereas if you go straight into a bigger calorie deficit at the beginning, like 30%, 40%, which is what you should end on, then of course it's gonna be a lot harder to stick to that, and the craving's gonna be a lot more severe, and you are gonna feel very, very restricted. So doing it the way I'm doing it now, a smaller deficit, still including the foods I love earlier on, made it a little bit easier to push through those first 2 weeks. And now I'm over that, I'm used to the feeling of being hungry. And this is what I want you to remember, is that when you feel hungry, that's when you know it's working. Okay, if you never feel hungry, then you're probably not in a calorie deficit. Those days where I'm like, fuck, I'm so fucking hungry. Oh my God, I can eat my arm. I'm like, remember, it's working. And those moments will pass. But if you're constantly always feeling hungry, like all day, every single day, then you're probably in a way too large of a deficit. So you might need to address that. But understanding that sometimes you will feel hungry is very, very normal when you are in a calorie deficit. So with that in mind, I feel like we should dive straight into this week's vlog. As I said, I've got a lot to share with you, and I do want to start off with my check-in so you can see exactly where I'm at right now. And I will do this again in the next couple of weeks. But as you can already see, like my physique is taking shape very, very quickly. I'm starting to definitely get a lot more tighter around my waist. I have lost about 2 centimeters of my waist, 4 centimeters of my hips. So I'm not very far out from where I need to be. But the goal for me is to get to where I want to be in the next couple of weeks and hold it. Because how it works is me and Ross fly out on the Sunday. Our guests arrive on the Monday. We have dinner the night before on a Tuesday, and the wedding's on the Wednesday. So there's gonna be food and drink coming up before the wedding, although I'm not drinking anything until the wedding day, but I am gonna be eating food. So I need to do this strategically. So what I'm gonna do is 2 weeks before, I'm gonna make sure that I give my body some regular refeeds, which means that it's used to more food. It's getting used to the volume of that. So come the wedding, when I am eating more food, my body's already used to that. So it's not gonna retain the water that it would if I hadn't have done it for 6 weeks. So that is the plan. It's going pretty well so far. I'm also really freaking excited because my dress come, and I'm gonna do a whole video on this after the wedding to show you the journey for my dress. So what it looked like before to what it looks like after. I am kind of a little bit nervous as well because it's just nerve-wracking, right? Someone cutting away at your dress, changing your dress, adding things. I had a vision for the dress that I wanted. I couldn't find the exact dress, but I found something very, very close to it. So now I'm just doing all the alterations so it becomes the dream dress. So let's get into it. 5 weeks to go. So excited to share this journey with you. And if you are new here, make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. Today we are getting Ross's suit for the wedding. Finally. We had a bit of a trouble doing it to start because we had to go to different places, and it was like, oh, we're gonna have to get custom made.
Not a lot of people have like oatmeal coloured suits. It's not really a thing.
Yeah, and because Ross is wearing a kilt, we really wanted him to be in a suit as well for the photos. So
Em really wanted me to be.
Originally we was going to get a waistcoat, but again it's becoming too hard to find the right colour waistcoat in the right fabric that we want. So we went into Hugo Boss a few weeks ago and we actually found a really nice suit. So that's what we're going to go to do today. We're going to get it fitted, and then hopefully we can get the rest of the guys.
Yeah, and you need to remember that if anyone's ever going to invite Tom Thorman to a wedding, he needs the kind of suit that can only be made out of a bed sheet, so that's always awkward as well.
So we're going to let him get his custom made.
Yeah, he's getting done in Thailand.
are successful in the suit shopping department. So we've actually managed to find the same suit on the UK website, which we're going to get the guys to get.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really, really happy with that. So now we're going to go and do some ring shopping, wedding band shopping, and yeah, get a shirt that actually fits, because that shirt was massive.
Yeah.
Good morning, YouTube fam. Hope you are good. So today is Wednesday and it is a full-on content day for me today. So I thought, why not combine the two together and show you a little bit of an insight as to what I eat in a day, especially now I'm on my cutting phase for my wedding. I usually don't do these type of videos. You know me, I don't post what I eat in a day, but I just want to show you an insight as to the foods I'm eating and the amount of food that I'm eating, because lots of women think that when they diet, they need to eat 1,200 calories, remove all the things they love and cut everything out of their lifestyle. This is not the case. I still eat the foods that I love every single day. I'm still eating enough to fuel my body, but eating slightly less so that I can lose fat. And in this time now, it's been probably around 5 to 6 weeks that I've fully been in my deficit, and I am starting to see a big difference now. I am going to show you a video later on of my check-in that I did this week. You know, results are happening, so you have to trust the process and understand that yeah, it's going to be a little bit slower, but it's going to be sustainable. Oh my god, my belly is growling right now. I am so hungry. It is, I don't even have my watch on, I think it's like 11:30, which is one of the tips that I use when dieting, is I push my meals back as far as I can on the days that I'm not training. So today it's not a training day, it's actually a content day, so I push my meals right back. It's about 11:30 and I am really getting hungry, so it just means that I can eat a little bit later and then I have more food later on in the day, because to be honest guys, I'm so busy in the days working on calls, on meetings, like I don't really have the time to eat. So come the evening when things dial down a little bit, I usually finish around 8 p.m, sometimes 9 p.m, but it means that I can sit down and enjoy a bigger meal and save more calories for the weekend as well. So this is the approach that I'm taking, and it's always worked well for me. I've done this now for, I haven't done this getting ready for a wedding, but I've got ready for bodybuilding shows in the past. And you know, I've dieted many of times, and this approach has always worked really well. Now I am going to point out that at the beginning of my dieting phase, I was eating yogurt for breakfast every single day. Oh my god, I love it. It's like coconut yogurt with berries and granola, but to be fair, it's about 550 calories. It doesn't have that much protein in it, and I get really hungry about an hour after. So the deeper I got into my deficit, now I'm like, when I think I was about 3 weeks into it, I was like, I really need to switch up my breakfast because I'm not satiated for long enough. So I went back to oats, and I'm not gonna lie, if anyone has watched my vlogs from years ago when I used to compete, like oats were life. I loved oats, but I think I literally got to the point when I moved to Dubai, I was done with oats. They just wasn't as delicious as they were in the UK, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I was using different protein powder out here because I couldn't get the protein powder I was using. I don't know, don't really care, it doesn't matter. But the point of the story is I needed to go back to a substantial breakfast. And now because I am in a deficit, I actually really enjoy my oats. And I think that was the reason why I used to love oats so much, is because I was always dieting. So basically, the less calories that you have, the smarter you need to be. You know, because then you need to start focusing on high volume foods to still feel like you're eating more, and that is the trick. But let's get into it, let's get these oats on, because my stomach is rumbling right now. So this is my breakfast, guys. It's not fancy really, it's literally just oats with blueberries. I am going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on that, because what I've started to do recently is swap my whey protein to vegan protein, and as we can all appreciate, vegan protein is not that nice. I have tried quite a few over the years, and the only reason for this is because of my skin. Before I moved out to Dubai, my skin was okay. I used to have flare-ups every now and then, but when I moved to Dubai, it got so bad, and I think it's because of the humidity, training, sweating a lot. The water out here is not that great. Like, you have to get filters and stuff to like protect your hair, and again, even with that, it's still not great. So I've had a lot of skin treatments over the last few months, like prepping myself for the wedding, which I'm going to do a whole other video on because I think it's quite interesting to see my journey. And my skin is definitely cleared up a lot, and I've actually got rid of a lot of my acne scars as well, having laser treatment. I'm currently taking medication for it now. I was on this medication and then I had to come off it because you need a break, and then my doctor put me back on it for another 3 months. She was like, this will take you right up to the wedding. So right now, like, my skin is pretty immaculate, but I still don't want to risk having a breakout. And I know that whey protein was probably the main reason that was causing this, because I actually went through a phase where I took out like most dairy and my diet was very, very clean. And the only thing I kept in that was dairy was whey. So I definitely think that whey was the thing that was causing me to break out. So cut a long story short, I've swapped my whey protein to vegan protein. One that I'm using right now is the my protein vegan protein blend, and it's in chocolate flavor. And honestly guys, I've tried a lot of proteins over the past, vegan ones. This is actually the best one. I don't use a lot of it. If you use about a whole scoop, it can feel very grainy. So I just use half a scoop of my oats, and then if I have like protein cereal, I'll have like quarter of a scoop in that. But it actually tastes okay. Like, it's not, I'm not gonna lie, it's nowhere near as good as the cookie and cream whey isolate, which I love. But as I said, got the wedding coming up, so I need to make sure that my skin stays as good as it is now, because it's never been this good in my whole entire life, and I'm really, really proud of how far I've come with my skin. I'm gonna munch this now, and then we'll crack on with the rest of the vlog. It's around 2 p.m. and this is a time that I usually have a snack with a coffee, second coffee. I only have 2 coffees a day. And yes, I drink coffee for a straw because you've got to protect the teeth. I have composite bonding, so they stain very quickly. It's not like if you have veneers where they just stain white all the time. So I got advised by my dentist to drink coffee for a straw. So everyone thinks it's really weird, but I'm actually really used to it now. And this is one of my favourite snacks at the minute. I know it looks basic AF, but I love it. It's a chocolate brown rice cake with peanut butter on top. So, like I was saying to you earlier, there's a few foods that really flare up my skin and cause me to feel really bloated and uncomfortable, and rice cakes were one of them. And I used to eat them all the time, like chocolate rice cakes with peanut butter, and I loved them. But then when I did some research, I found out that they are not the best if you have digestive issues. So I've got the brown rice version with them instead. So it's not as tasty as the normal ones. So I just put a little bit of peanut butter on top, and it is a delish. I was just filming some content and look what arrived. This is lunch. So we have been using Aleene's now for a couple of months. This is a meal prep company in Dubai, and I really highly rate it. Me and Ross have used a lot of meal prep companies in the past. I partnered with a few. With Aleene's, honestly, this is just next level. It has the fine line between delicious food and also things that are very easily manageable to fit into your macros. I think sometimes people like one way or the other way. You know, you either get meal prep companies that are really bland, just so it can fit into your macros, or you get ones that are too complicated and you can't track it. So with Aleene's, it's kind of like in the middle. So let's just have a little look. Let's see what we've got for lunch today. So we both get lunch each, and then Ross will cook up dinner in the evening because I don't cook. I am very, very lucky, girls, I'm not gonna lie. He does all the washing, the cooking. I'm whispering because he gets really annoyed when I tell everyone. So Ross has chicken vegetable stew, and if you can see on the front as well, like it has, oh my god, it's dripping. Maybe I shouldn't show you on that one. Let's just leave that there. Let me show you my one. There you go. So this has all the macros on top of it. So today I've got cottage cheese stuffed potatoes, which I was going to try something different. It doesn't have any protein in this one, but I've got some tuna in the cupboard. So I'm going to have tuna with the potatoes. Oh my god, it's going to be delicious. And then they usually give us a little snack as well. So Today we got a little fruit pot. Sometimes it could be like cookies, chocolate eclairs, their own version of it obviously, and then they give you like a little side to go with the meals. So honestly, these are so delicious. So when I get around to making lunch later, I will show you what I'm having. I'm gonna pop these in the fridge because they have been sitting outside for a while. I'm gonna crack it back on, film with content, and then I will see you at lunch. Happy munching.
Always.